From our Center for the Arts studios, this is your last Eagle Sports update for the 2013 school year. I'm Kate Lentz. AUSA University sports teams had a great fall season, and the winter season is just starting. After a successful season last year, the women's basketball team has high expectations, but we'll look onto that later in the show. The football team ended the season with a record of 5-5, with their final win coming over the Tiffin Dragons 49-30. Junior tailback Anthony Taylor broke the regular season rushing yard record with a total of 1,691 yards total on the year. Dan Pico had 155 yards receiving in the final game of the season. Senior Jamie Meter ended the season being named the GLIAC's best lineman for the second year in a row. Meter is also a finalist for the Cliff Harris Defensive Player of the Year award. The men and women of the cross-country teams ended their regular season at the regional meet at the Wisconsin Parkside course November 9th. The men finished 5th overall at the meet, missing a shot at nationals by 1 place. The top 4 teams for both men and women made it to the finals. While the women did not make it to nationals as a team, freshman Delaney Phelps will be running this weekend to represent the Eagles. Phelps finished 4th overall at regionals. Good luck to Delaney as she runs her first collegiate national cross-country race. The wrestling team is off to a great start after 4 men earning titles at the Simonson Open this past weekend in the newly renovated Kate's Gymnasium. Joe Brandt, Kyle Burns, Bryson Hall, and Luke Kramer all won their weight classes in the Open, but new coach Josh Hutchins hopes for more. AUTV-20's Rebecca Ribley has the story.
While a lot has changed off the mat since last season, the team's eagerness to win has stayed the same. Official wrestling practices began on October 10th, with the team meeting 5 days a week.
The team's doing great. A lot of improvements coming from the younger kids.
There's been a lot of success here, so a lot of All-Americans, a lot of top 10 finishes in the country, and so that's one thing that just helps with especially all the other programs when you compare them Division II in the state of Ohio.
With a new coach leading the way since last season and several wrestlers already on a winning streak, the team is gaining the momentum needed to keep them going throughout the next 4 months. While winning is the name of the game, Coach Hutchins is also focusing on other aspects as he builds the team.
When I came here, I knew what my main goal was. My main goal as a coach is I'm here to to build character and build men.
With that in mind, the men are now looking forward to what this season will bring.
I'm excited for the second half of the season, second semester, getting into where it really counts.
We have a bunch of young kids, a bunch of freshmen that's come in, that has a great track record in high school. They're stepping up. They're looking good in practice, they're working hard, good work ethic, and we're going to have a bright future.
Reporting for AUTV-20, I'm Rebecca Ribley.
The swim team dove into action in early October and have had a rough start to their season. Their only win as a team came from their second meet at Findlay. This weekend, the men and women hope to gain some momentum at the Cleveland State Invitational. The volleyball team is on a roll this season with a record of 24-6. The women have moved into the Final Four of the GLIAC tournament with a recent win over Hillsdale. Freshman Allie Cudworth has stepped up big time this season for the Eagles and had 14 kills in the match against Hillsdale. The Eagles are currently ranked second in the conference and will continue to battle to earn the #1 spot. After winning a national championship last season, the pressure is on for the women's basketball team. They have lost a few players from last year's roster but gained 7 new names. With 6 true freshmen and 1 transfer, the season has been different so far.
Things we need to continue to work on would be our defense, and it's been a non-negotiable for us for the last 2 years, and as people say, that defense wins championships and rebounding wins national titles, so I think our team probably proved that last year. So those are 2 really important areas for us that we need to emphasize a lot with this team.
Junior Taylor Woods led the team in the national championship game last year in San Antonio, Texas, and tells us her insight for this year's season.
One thing that we're having a challenge with right now that we will fight through, and we just got to work through it with our scrappiness and quickness, is our size, obviously. We have a lot of guards, but I think that if we just continue to play what the coaches tell us to do, the scout, if we follow it and we do what we need to do, we can still be able to compete even without size.
So far, the women are 1-1 with strong performances from sophomore Mackenzie Miller, junior Taylor Woods, senior Alyssa Miller, and freshman Susie Wollenot. Their next game will be November 30th against Mercyhurst. The men's basketball also lost a few key players on their roster, but we sat down with redshirt junior DeJuan Thomas to get some insight on this season.
So far, our season is great, but it's still early. We still have a long way to go.
So far, the men are 1-1 and on the season. Coach Ellenwood is leading the team to greater success on and off the court.
It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication, I would say. There's a lot of schoolwork to be done, but we just have to find time and balance your schedule out pretty much.
While the men did make the tournament last season, the team is keeping the picture in mind this year.
Our number one goal is making the conference tournament, and then from there, pretty much anything is possible. So our short-term goal, I would say, is making a conference tournament, and then possibly winning the conference tournament and making the NCAAs.
For more information on the winter sports teams over the holidays, tune in to 88.9 WRDLFM.com for updates, along with www.ashlandcollegian.com for up-to-date info on the most recent games. That's all for this edition of your Eagle Sports Update. I'm Kate Lentz. Thanks for tuning in this fall, and we'll see you after winter break. Have a great day.